Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, The Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to another little video about the Stellaris Dev Diary, number 250. Let's read it out, shall we? Basically, we have, I think there are 4 bullet points. The first one is Orbital Rings are a thing now. They basically work as... Do you remember 1.0 star bases that you wheel over the planets? They basically work like that. Sort of. They are like a new starbase that you can build around the planet. You can build defense platform there, you can build different modules, and different special modules. Basically they are kind of cheap, only 50 influence and 1000 minerals, but obviously these numbers are always prone to change. But for now it's basically really cheap to have, and you can equip them with, for example, the habitable module that gives you 1 max district. Maybe you can have multiple of these and make a small world actually viable. And after that you can build to a shipyard or weaponry. You know, the standard weaponry. The planetary defense guns, the defense batteries, and the defense handguards. They do not suppress the piracy, but they basically make a good point because they increase the cap of defense platforms. So you can basically have a lot of planets in a single system, let's say Trappist, and you have like a super mega defense starbase, a star hole, and then you build this thing around the 3 planets that are in there, and you also equip them with a lot of powerful batteries and stuff, and you can basically have like a fortress system. Obviously, these things come in hand with the little changes that are coming to Stellaris defense platform. Remember, they are changing the hull points, the tracking, a lot of things. They're balancing out so they can actually be useful for bulk work, for example, the Overlord, the special subject. After that, after showing us all of these, they show us the special buildings that you can have. How do you sell interesting buildings? The buildings can range from everything that can actually help you out in production. For example, if you have a miner world, this little bad boy over here that costs you a lot of bullet motors. Actually, not that large. You can buy them in the market if you don't have them. But basically, the planet modifier is minerals for miners +2. That's a lot if you have a lot of miners. Then you have the technicians for 2, the food for 2, the clerics will give you more amenities, and the trade value will have a 5% increase. After that, you can, well, if you are a high mine, you have a special type of building too. Then you have this orbital filling system to help you with bureaucrats, the unity. Then you have the orbital logistics for consumer goods and the alloy process facilities for metallurgists. All of these things are available once you have let me see where was it? Because you need a special technology for this. It's not that much actually. You can actually, yeah, you don't need a lot of things. Module and building slot for each. No, that's not the thing I was reading. Where is it? You need, here we go, Star Hole, Galactic Administration, and Ceremon Metal Infrastructure. Like habitats, they do not require mega engineering. So basically, all empires will have sooner or later orbital rings around their planets, and possibly a lot of defense around them too. Because as I say, these can serve as a really important defense platform. If you have a fleet and let's say one of these and one star fortress, you can basically destroy everything that comes to you. Super awesome, I love it. I love the idea, I love the whole concept. I believe that we're gonna be like habitats, but around planets, and they will actually increase the how do you say, the max districts on the planet. You can basically do that with the habitation module. But it's not the same, but what I was expecting. But it's worked fine. It's worked fine. If you put a lot of habitable modules around a star, you can actually increase the number of districts by 4, and that's a lot, a lot. Especially if you have a planet that has like size 9, 8, or 10, you can actually pump that up, and that will be super useful. After that, we are going for the Quantum Catapult. Basically, what I said on Twitter became true. This thing wasn't a weapon. This thing was a jumping thing. Basically, how it works is you wield this bad boy in one star that needs to be pulsar or, let me see, neutron star or pulsar. And basically, it allows your fleets to catapult to any point in the galaxy that is within range. But here is the trick, and here is the little letters, is that the thing is not exactly precise. The farther you go away from the catapult, the more chances are that your fleets will appear somewhere around this area over here. This thing wasn't a weapon, it was actually a thing that, as I say on Twitter, will basically throw you anywhere inside this cluster of stars. That can mean that you actually land where you want, land a little farther where you want, or you land completely out of range. It's amazing. It's a good mega structure, I guess. The thing is that with this bad boy, the jump will not produce you minus 50% of everything. So your fleets are going to be in combat order, even if you jump there. And you can do this to, for example, enter crisis systems, help out against the contingency, etc, etc. It's amazing. Then we have the Scholarium. Let me sum it out for you. You basically have like all the others. We can basically actually go through the 3 special vassals, so I don't know what else is going to be in this game, in this Dev Diaries. They are reaching the end, which means the thing is closer to release, I hope. Maybe not next month, but the month after. The thing is, the Scholarium is here. Basically what they do is they don't have any naval capacity, the ship goes through the freaking roof, and the military ship upkeep goes through the roof too. So basically if you're wielding an armada, you're basically trying to overcome your Overlord. You are not going to be good at freaking maintaining a ship. But the monthly scientific research goes up to 40% in the upper levels. So you basically are researching everything like crazy. And the monthly scientific research plus 20% and research alternative plus 1. So you can basically have a lot of technology. You can basically reach endgame technology rather fast, I guess. And you can, as the Overlord, tax the monthly research of your vassal and have a lot of research for you too. Then we have as I say, the naval capacity goes through the roof every single time. So you basically are dependent on your Overlord for protection. And we have here the special tiers that we have. The Scholarly Planetary Sensor, chance for research cache, 20%. So basically you can find a cache on some planets, and that will give you 2000 Physics Research Society or Engineering. It's a lot. And then further levels down the line, you have the Research Point cache plus 1000, and you have the Rare Cache that will give you researchable technologies. You're basically going to be a super scientific powerhouse. It's going to be amazing. Monthly scientific research plus 10% to the Overlord, and the whatever it is, the thing, the relay network, we still don't know what the hell is that. I'm guessing that is for that we have the freaking gateways. I don't know what can actually be for example, if this thing connected different star systems with a special type of hyperlane that is not cut off if the planet is under enemy control, that will make actually some sort of sense. It will be different than gateways, because gateways you need to control the system in order to jump from gateway to gateway, but if you have, in this case, like a hyperlane that is connecting the both systems regardless of who controls it, that could be something interesting. We're gonna need to see what the hell this thing does. I actually have no idea. Maybe it's a planet modifier, because that's the only thing that actually makes sense for Stellarium tutelage in this case. So, might be something that you wield in your systems, and according to what subjects do you have, what special researches it gives. That's what I think it is, but I'm not sure. Well, let's continue. At tier 2, the Scholarium will get special leaders. One of them is useful, the other two are completely and utterly useless. Because in the late game, the mid-game, late game, you have already explored all the galaxy, and you basically don't have a need for any of this. Survey speed is not going to be useful, and anomaly research speed is not going to be useful at all. The research speed, however, that is the one you want to get your hands around, your tentacles around. Because the rest is just a waste of space. Yeah, you can trade this scientist in the next level with your Overlord, as everything else does. But this is the one that is interesting and important. At tier 3, the Scholarius gain the scientist ship, the Actrelis. This bad boy, is a science ship with an aura that affects ships in the system. These things will destroy any ship, any vessel that has an sentient AI, contingency, or hive mind intelligence. Basically makes accuracy minus 25%, ship fire rate minus 25%, and base ship speed minus 25%. That's a lot. That's a lot, and it's really, really powerful. If you are, basically, you're going to be completely and utterly crippled if you have those things. If your machine intelligence, sapping combat computers, or the contingency, you're going to be destroyed. Unless you destroy these ships on the go, or you basically do a doom stack and goes against everything. After that, we go for special holdings, because special holdings are the type of holdings that you can put into the systems of your special vassals, being the prospectors, the bulwark, or the guys with the science team, the Scholarium. In this case, you have Offworld Foundry, that gives you monthly loyalty change minus 1.5, but give you 9 alloys. Then you have Vigil Command. It doesn't give you any negative, and it allows you to have a lot more defense platforms. After that, you have the Ministry of Science, that gives to the Overlord the capability to send science ships over the world and basically stack a lot of research speed. If you have 2 Scholariums, I can imagine that your research speeds go to 18%, which is a lot if you have 6 science ships around the planet. It's going to be awesome. After that, well, the Tree of Lives that they were actually, how do you say this, they were teasing in Twitter. It's super nice, super beautiful, and it's going to be super good for role playing. After that, we have the Galactic Community with 2 new laws, 2 new trees. How do you say this? You have new rules in the Galactic Community, the Intergalactic Directives and a Bureaucrat Surveillance. One of them helps to retain vassals, and the other one helps you to basically be more free. In the case of Intergalactic Directives, regulated growth has ability to be proposed by the Sinto, blah 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 blah, but you need to be basically this thing what does is that makes that you can't integrate subjects, you can't prohibit their expansion, and you have a monthly loyalty change plus 0.7 and 0.2 and 1.5. That's a lot. But the more important thing is that the empire size from sisters go off the roof, and the planets too go off the roof, especially in the later resolution. But this thing actually helps a lot to all of your vassals. For example, the Bulwarks will have improved starbase and defense platform. The Solarium have improved planetary sensors, and Prospectorium have improved resource discoveries. As I say, the integration is not permitted, and the expansion cannot be regulated. After that, you have the Overlord kind of helping hand, on the other hand, that is basically administering insight, borderless authority, and personal oversight. The 3 of them helps you out with holdings. You can have a lot of holdings in your vassals. Before the limit was, I think, 4. Now it's going to be 6 in the later decision. And basically, this is going to give you monthly loyalty change a lot less, like 1.5 in the later statement. But your subject will have 25% etiquette ration toward their Overlord fanatic ethics. So if you're a fanatic pacifist and you have a bunch of vassals, you can actually make them pacifists. or spiritualist, or whatever you are. It's actually kind of cool. Then we have the Teachers of the Shroud, that basically what you see in the YouTube video. And next week we'll be talking about the Hyper Relay Network. Finally see those 3 specialist perks, at last. Look at some other balance changes and additions coming to Cepheus and Overlord. And reveal another origin. That will be maybe next week, somewhere around the weekend they will release a YouTube video. Well, but that is all the time I have for today, because I have already read... I didn't read you the whole library, I give you a summary of the whole library. It's actually cool, it's actually cool, it's actually cool. I can't wait to play with the ring world. With the planetary ring world thingy. It's going to be super awesome. And I love the idea that you can stack a lot of defense platforms. You can actually make a defense give a damn. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you have a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye.